Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to show you how to do this baby shawl. You can make this bigger for a bedspread if you want. It's super easy for beginners as well. It's only a treble crochet stitch. And in the USA that's a double crochet stitch. That's the only stitch that you're going to be using, that and a chain, and most beginners know how to do a chain stitch. We're going to do this little treble cluster stitch and it forms this little peak on the end of it. When you do the mesh part of your blanket, make sure you have an even number of chain space holes. I'll move this part here so that you can see what it looks like. It's really pretty. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done 6 sets of clusters. 1, 2, 3, yep. I've done 6 sets of clusters. You can make it bigger. You can make it as wide as you like or as short as you like. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. It's really simple. So I'm making this one with Karen Simply Soft. I love this stuff because it's really soft. You can get 3 balls of this in a pack on Amazon for, I think it's like £13. That's not bad when you think in each ball there's, I think it's 170 grams in each skein of this. So it is quite a bit. One of these will make that shawl that I've just showed you. One of these. Perfect. Now I'm going to show you how to do the mesh part. The thing I like about this is usually it comes out of there quite easily. It comes out of the middle really easy. So I'm going to do a little sample on how to do the mesh, how to do this middle part of your blanket. Now this makes just a really pretty blanket on its own as well. But if you just do this basic mesh, it's really quick to crochet up. You can use a thicker yarn if you want and it'll be super fast to crochet. And then you can put lots of different edges on these shawls. So this blanket is 64 stitches wide and I've done 44 rows to do this center section. I'm only going to show you how to do a sample of it because it's very easy. We're going to use a treble crochet stitch. If you're in the USA, that's a double crochet. So I'm using a 4mm crochet hook for this. Now for absolute beginners, do a chain. Now you need to do your first stitch and I do it with what's called a slip knot. You just take the tail end of your yarn, wrap it around 2 of your fingers, right around to this side here. Take this end and tuck it under. Just tuck it under like that so you've got a little loop. Catch hold of the little loop, take your fingers out and then just pull. Put it over your hook and just tighten it down onto your hook. Keep it up here. Every time you make a stitch, pull through your yarn, bring that stitch back up to this part of your shaft so that it makes the proper size stitch. For this little sample, I'm going to do 20 stitches. I'm going to chain 20 stitches. So you pull your stitch through, yarn over your hook and just pull it through that previous stitch. Never count the stitch that's sitting on your hook. Always count the ones that you've done. So we've done 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 20. You do as many as you want for the size of blanket that you're making. So I've done 34 stitches on my chain. What you're going to do is we're going to work into the 5th chain. We're going to work into the 5th loop of this chain. Don't count that stitch. Don't count that one. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Those 4 stitches will become your first treble crochet and 1 chain. That'll explain itself in a little minute. So put your yarn over and go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into your 5th link in your chain. Catch your yarn and pull it through, and you've got 3 loops on your chain. Put your yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now that little chain of 4 that's here becomes your first treble crochet and 1 chain space, and it makes a little box. You're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, skip that next stitch there, and treble crochet into the next stitch. Yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops, chain 1. Remember that, chain 1. Skip a stitch, treble crochet into the next stitch. If you're in the USA, this is a double crochet. Through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops, chain 1, skip the next stitch in your chain, yarn over through the next one. We're going to do this all the way to the end. So I've got to the end of my little sample, and I've got all my little chain 1 treble crochet spaces. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is what you're going to repeat until the blanket is the size that you want. We're going to treble crochet into this treble crochet here. You're going to skip the chain space. So 1 treble crochet into there, chain 1, skip the chain space, and we're going to be always working into the top of these treble crochets. Remember to do your chain 1. It's the chain 1 that creates the space. Yarn over and through the top of that stitch. Chain 1, skip the chain space and work into the top of your next treble crochet. That's a double crochet if you're in the USA. Chain 1 and along to the next one, all the way to the end. That's what you're going to do until your blanket is as big as you need it, like this one. You're going to continue doing that until you've got your mesh center for your blanket. So when you get to the end, you're going to work into the 3rd stitch on this chain. So remember, these were the ones that we missed at the very beginning. So you're going to count 1, 2 and 3. You're going to work into the 3rd loop on that chain of 4 into the top of the 3rd one, and that creates your little box space for the end. So you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and turn, and we're just going to repeat what we just did, going into the, skip the space, treble crochet into the top of that treble crochet there, chain 1, skip the space, treble crochet, chain 1, skip the space, and when you get to the end again you're going to count 1, 2, 3 and work into that 3rd one, and that'll make your little box at the end. And you keep doing that until your blanket is as big as you need it. I'm going to show you how to do this pretty little treble cluster stitch. So I've got my 4mm hook again, and I'm going to start in this corner. What we're going to do is we're going to put 3 treble crochet, 3 chain and 3 treble crochet all into this corner. So you just put your hook through your first space and pull your yarn through. Leave enough of a tail that you can stitch in at the end. Pull that through that space. Pull the tail out of the way. I'm going to chain 3 first. This will be our first treble crochet. So chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. So into this same space, pull that around a little bit. Into this space, put another 2 treble crochet. So yarn over, into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. If you're in the USA, this is a double crochet. Yarn over and through again, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. Got to pull that little set around there to that side of the corner. We chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is what makes a little peak part on when your blanket's finished. Into the same space, yarn over and do 3 more treble crochet, and that's your cluster. That's what's called a cluster. 1, 2 and the third one. So we've got your chain of 3 counts as your first treble crochet. 2 more, so we've got 3 altogether, 3 treble crochet, 3 chain and 3 treble crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip that next space, skip that space, and we're going to work into this next space. Yarn over and we're going to do a treble crochet, 1 treble crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, skip the next space, and we're going to do the same cluster that we put in the corner. We're going to put it into this space. So it's your first cluster on the corner, skip 1 space, chain 2, 1 treble crochet, chain 2, skip a space, and we're going to put 3 treble crochets into this space. 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same space put another 3 treble crochets. So we're working the cluster. 1, 2 and 3. Going to chain 2, 1 and 2, skip a space, a chain space, work 1 treble crochet into this chain space, 1 treble crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, skip the next space and work a cluster into this next one. I've got 1 treble crochet to put into this space here. Treble crochet in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to slip stitch into that chain of 3. That was the very first chain of 3 that we did on this corner of the first row. That's just my tail end from when I joined it. Now what you're going to do is we need to get into this space. So we're going to slip stitch across the top of these 3 treble crochets to get into this space. Just push your hook through the top of the next treble crochet and pull through that stitch. Go to the next one, push your hook through, pull a stitch through and slip stitch. Go into the space, pull your yarn through and slip stitch. Now it makes it nice and neat on the top, it's still nice and neat, and you've got your first part of your cluster. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That becomes our first treble crochet of the next cluster. So yarn over, and we need to put 2 more trebles, 1 and 2. That's going to complete the first part of our cluster. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put 3 more treble crochets into that same space to complete the first cluster of this next round. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip this treble crochet here, this group here, skip the space, and into the top of that single treble crochet you've got there, you're going to do another treble crochet on top of it. Make sure you get right through, treble crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and skip to your next cluster. So you'll skip the space, and we're going to work into the space in between our cluster. So yarn over, 3 treble crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and 3 more treble crochets into that same space to finish that next cluster. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip over the 3 trebles, the space, we're going to that single treble, the single one that's on its own, put a treble crochet into the top of that one, chain 2, 1, 2 and skip over to the next cluster, the center of the next cluster. Then you'll chain 2 and skip, you'll do a treble crochet on the top of this one, chain 2 and skip over to the center of your next cluster, chain 2 and do a treble crochet on the top of this one, chain 2 and all the way around. When you get to the corner, it's the same at your next corner. You're going to do your treble crochet, chain 2 and into the top of your corner all the way around. Join your row, treble crochet to the top of your last treble crochet, chain 2, slip stitch to join your corner, slip stitch through to this space of your corner and start your cluster again. Put your full cluster into that hole and around you go again. So I'm going to work my way around one more time for you, and I'll get to this last cluster and I'll show you one more time how to slip stitch through into the top to do your next round again. So I'm back around to the top of this row. I've got 1 treble crochet to put into the top of this single treble of that last row there. I've got chain 2, 1, 2, and I'll show you again how to get back into this space. This keeps your pattern right when you're doing it. This is the chain of 3 that we started with, so I'm going to slip stitch. You just pull your yarn through, you don't do any yarn over, and then just slip through there. These 2 treble crochets we're going to slip through the top of there, pull the yarn through, don't do any yarn over, and then just pull through again. The top of this next one, just go through, pull the yarn through and slip stitch across the top. go into the big space and then slip stitch once more, and that brings you back to the top of your corner to continue the next round of your blanket. And that's it. I've done 2 rows on this one. On the other one that I showed you, I did 6. It's up to you how many rounds that you do of this pattern. 6 is okay. If you want it longer, you can do more. So that's that bit done. I'm going to do another 4 rounds so that I've got 6 again, and I'll come back and show you the finished little blanket again. A really simple baby shawl, and it's beautiful. This little baby blanket, it's beautiful. It really is. It would make a really pretty christening shawl as well if you do this quite long. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please just click on that subscribe button. I really appreciate all the moral support that I've been getting from all my subscribers and everyone who watches my channel. If you also click on that little bell icon, you'll get notified when I post another video or another tutorial. If there's anything that you want me to do, or if there's anything that you don't understand about any crochet projects or any crochet that you would like, just leave a little comment. Leave a little comment underneath the video, and I'll do the best I can to either tell you, help you out, or find out how you can get some help. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.